What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew L. Case, and you are now tuned into the Middle Initial Podcast. Today is December 18th, 2023, and I'm here with my co-host, as usual, Jude A. Jackson, Kevin A. Lewis. Jude, say what's up to the people.
What's up, everyone? I changed my hat because I look like a trucker, so I changed my hat to a Jets hat.
And yet you've managed to still put on a terrible hat. But people
Our resident hat guys in the building. Kev, what's going on?
Not much, man. What's going on? What's cracking?
Hey, man, I'm glad I survived the weekend. Took yesterday off. Should have took today off. You know what I mean? I took yesterday off because of Saturday, and Kev knows why. Because Saturday was interesting. I'm gonna put it on my personal TikTok for you guys to see. But forget all that. We got a special guest tonight. Former New York Jet, defensive end, outside linebacker, former LA Ram. Quinton Coples is in the building.
What's the deal? What's the deal, man? Thank you guys for having me on, man. What's going on?
Thank you for being on with us.
We appreciate you for coming on the show. Every time we hit a guest up as a shot in the dark, especially athletes, either current or former. We were fortunate enough to have Quincy Anu on the show. We were fortunate enough to have Damian Woody on the show. And we're going to do a little different this time. We're going to let the guests talk and answer the questions and get everything out there. We're going to put our little influence to the side a bit. But before we started recording, Q was giving us some gems. And I'm like, listen, I have a feeling this is going to be one of our top rated episodes. So if you're not a hater, click that like button, hit that subscribe, share with your boys, share it with your people, your homie, your lady. Middle Initial Podcast on YouTube. Of course, if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast, make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe. Let's drop this intro.
You are now tuned in to the Middle Initial Podcast, bitch. Now everybody pod nowadays, but it pays when you listen to Jude, Kevin, Case, and in case you missed it, get your spirits lifted. Man, New York's getting covered just to be specific. When the beast will kick it, you get back. Yeah, listen one time, I promise you come back. Now we switching up a topic, you know that we come pack. And I don't want to say it, but bitch, we want blacks. In fact, we need that. Cause ain't nobody talk like the boys. It don't matter who you like or employ. We've been the best for a minute. Big brains could've went to MIT, but we like talking shit. Here's the MIP.
Yo, shout out to Thor, man. That intro bang. Every time I hear it,
I thought it was one of y'all. I was about to say, who out there spitting?
I wish I could rap like that, buddy.
Dropping the bars like that.
Shit, I wish. I wish.
You gonna hit some bars from Jude in a couple of minutes.
Oh, yeah. We got a surprise for you later on.
Okay.
But
how my dog Jude hat, yo? You did all right this time, Jude. I seen a couple episodes where you was out here.
Yeah.
You came prepared today. You stepped it up today. Got your little sway going on.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm with it.
Thank you.
So,
thank you. Can we replace Kev?
Relax. See, one compliment too far.
See, this is why I don't give him compliments. Like he takes, I give him one shirt and he wants to take a mile.
He fell with the shirt, but
what shirt you got on, Jude? Let me see.
NC State. He's from UNC. Sorry about that.
That's why I want to
Hey, man. Jude. I didn't know he was ballsy like that. He
was so disrespectful, right? Our first episode, like.
That's why you don't give him compliments. He does stuff like that.
That's why. I take it back.
He must not want you to come back.
Yeah, I'm clipping that, by the way. I take it back. I'm clipping that. I'm gonna use that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. All right, cool. Kev, you got the first question loaded for Q?
Yes.
Your first general question. Let's get it out there.
What was your favorite NFL moment?
My favorite NFL moment. Like, all right, so it's weird, but I don't know if it's considered my favorite, but it was like a surreal moment. We ended up playing Pittsburgh Steelers at Pittsburgh, and I'm a Steelers fan. Like I grew up a Steelers fan. So to be able to like actually play in that stadium in the fourth quarter, fight Bill song, and like just experience it. Even though I was on the other side, it was like a crazy moment for me because it was like, it's certain things that you grow up watching the Steelers. And so I won money, lost money, went to war behind them and all that. And then I got a chance to actually play. And, and I ended up getting a sack on Ben Roethlisberger. Like, so I did those two moments was like kind of crazy because it was like, I didn't play for him, but I got a chance to experience inside the stadium, terrible towel movement, and then end up getting a sack on Ben Roethlisberger, which was my era of growing up. So he pretty much was the decade that I was like heavy in the Steelers fans. Outside of that, it was like, Terry Bradshaw and all that. That's way before my time. But that was my surreal NFL moment, to be honest.
That's what's up. You were 2-time first team all ACC when you was in North Carolina. Tell us about North Carolina as a football team collegiately, because they don't really. I mean, with Drake May being there now, I mean, get a lot of run. A lot of good players been slowly coming out of North Carolina. We had Julius Peppers. We had
Kareem Martin. We had Eric Ebron.
Right.
We had Hakeem Nicks.
I was
gonna say Nicks, but I was.
Yeah,
we
had Brandon Tate. He was in Cincinnati. He was a special team killer. So we had a bunch
pretty
of
good
people.
too.
Gio Bernard.
Yeah, that's about
yeah.
right too.
So we had some killers, man. Bruce Carter played with the Cowboys and the Falcons for a little bit. I said Kareem Martin. Sylvester Williams won the Super Bowl with Denver. We was loaded for a while. The Butch Davis era, we was loaded.
So how was that time when you in UNC? Like, what was like the craziest moment for you when you played college?
So the craziest moment on the field was probably like when we ended up getting in trouble with the NCAA. We ended up actually going to play LSU minus like 22 starters. And the game actually went down to like the wire. Like that was when I kind of took off in regards to like my draft stock and everything else, because everybody overrides the SEC conference. So you play LSU, Alabama, Georgia. If you have a good game against them, you kind of solidify yourself. So football on the field, that was kind of like my moment. That was kind of like everything for us to like battle through that adversity that we was going through at that time. It was crazy. So it was a moment of like, all right, it's the real deal. But in regards to like being on campus and things like that, it's crazy because like you can literally see any and everybody at any given time. So it's like it's a slept on school in regards to like how many celebrities and like well-off folks that really be like bumping around. But we won the basketball championship at 2009. So that was crazy. We got the rest of Franklin Street for that. But just the football team in general, man, it was so many freaks and so many like cats that was like legit. Everybody was like getting drafted. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was going somewhere. It's like Butch Davis had it on fire.
Yeah.
And so it was great to be around that type of atmosphere, around that type of competition. We had a strength coach called Jeff Connors. Like, you couldn't tell us nothing, bro. Like, we was one of those. We wasn't bullies, but we was like, it was nothing that could stop us. We feared nothing. And the crazy part is about that whole team and that whole era is even Alabama. Alabama was won this championship that year, but even them, like I was in the draft with them and combines, and we was doing our press runs and stuff together. That was like, bruh, we was happy the NCAA got y'all, bro, because y'all was stacked. Y'all was loaded. I mean, think about it. We had TJ Yates. He went to Houston. He won a couple playoffs games with Houston. Like, you know what I'm saying? So Hakeem, Brandon Tate, Gio, Eric Ebron, all these players that I just named. All that's Butch Davis era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Quinton Coples went first round to San Fran. You know what I mean? So Robert Quinn. 18 and a half. Yeah, sacks. Super freak.
Yeah, he was a dog.
You know what I'm saying? Like a dog. And so it's like, bro, think about we had all this stuff on one team and was running like pro style football. Like Butch brought everything from the pro to college. We was on the pro schedule. We had pro offensive defense schemes, everything. So it was a crazy time to be there, bro. Like, to be honest, and it kind of fell off now, in a sense, because we kind of living in the past. But we still got a little bit of juice. I think recruiting, and we got to get rid of the coach. I don't want to propose it, but we just got to, bruh. Matt done.
Sounds like you did propose it.
I'm saying, like, I don't want to be like the guy that's like, yo, let's go out and fire him. But I'm like, yeah, like, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get rid of him. He just out of tune, bruh. And the fact that we got like this momentum.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't want to lose.
We got the Jordan brand behind us, bruh. We got the second biggest contract. So it's like, you don't got to do a lot to recruit. You know what I mean? So it's like, we missing out on opportunities because we just ain't taking advantage and getting the talent that we need.
Right. Jude, do you have any questions?
I have one question. So when you were in the NFL and everything, how did you feel? Like, this is a funny question. What was like one of your funniest moments with like Rex Ryan and everything? Because I know that guy has a lot of crazy humor and everything. So I know he must have said some silly stuff. So what was one of your funniest moments with the guy?
Yeah, that's a good question, Joe, because it's tough with reps, man. Like reps, it's a horrible comparison, but it's MPI, right? So we're just gonna say the craziest things. But like reps is like Trump. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get. Like, real talk. I swear, reps is like, you don't know what you're gonna get, bro. And it's one of those type situations, you know what I mean? Like, he was a rider, bro. Like, but to be honest, like, he was one of those that coaches that ride with you all the way though, 100%. Like, he gonna ride for you. Funniest moment, he do more talking, like, so he joked and like he'll literally embarrass you with joking or whatever, and then he put a lot of people in like weird positions because it's like even if you a joker, like he the head coach. So it's still like, yeah, you got it. You got it. It's like one of those things, like, yeah, you got it, because you want to go in on them, but it's like, I don't really know if I got you ain't really got the leverage. And he knew it. And so he would use it against you. Because it's like, yeah, what you going to say?
Right.
Yeah, so,
you gonna play in time?
Right. Yeah. And he, like, especially like you get like beat on a play or something like that, because he's a defensive guy, so we always saw him. So if you get beat or something, he'll call you trash. He'll do all that. Like he's one of those coaches. He need love though. It's all love. Like I don't think there'll be another coach that like a ride for. I ain't played for a lot of them, but what I've seen, you can ask anybody that that has played with him, bro. He really legit ride for you. So not necessarily a funny moment, but he funny overall. Like he's a character, he's a clown, and he only serious in meetings unless you get like pancake or something like that, and he gonna choke you. But like for the most part, like outside in the caf or like just in the hallways, he's hilarious.
I have another quick question too. I don't know if you've been following the Jets much recently, and I know your defensive line back then, 2012, 2015, it was one of the best defensive lines in the league. Very good. This defensive line as well is different strengths. What would you say like the different, like how would you rate the defensive line you guys play on versus what we're seeing now, just in terms of the pressure, how they do well?
I think it was versatility for us. You could kind of put anybody anywhere. Mo was kind of like the inside 3 technique because that's kind of where he got paid at. I was outside linebacker, but was supposed to be DN, but we was like kind of lacking in the secondary, so I had to kind of drop me and CP, Calvin Pace. We had to drop, seam flat, hole, stuff like that. Then you got Snacks, who became a force in the middle. That's my bro. I'm going to actually tell him to come on so y'all can rock out with him. If y'all ever get me and him together, bro, y'all podcast would be terrible because we're going to argue the whole time. But, yeah, that's my bro, yeah. So we had that. And so I think that was the versatility. Then you got Sheldon, who came in, and he was able to play DN and inside 3 technique. So I think the versatility that we had was just a little bit different and better than what they got now. But they got some dogs up front. I respect them.
Yeah, I miss Snacks. I remember we went to the Giants. I was kind of pissed. I know he was big in the run game, something like that. But since we started with the Jets questions already, let's kick off the thoughts on the current New York Jets 2023 team. Now, I mean, you watched a couple episodes. You know, we're very critical about certain things, certain players, and certain things. Yeah. I'm being nice to my guys, but you know, but
yeah, Drew, like, you hear him.
Like we all like the good thing about this show. Like I like the generation of Jets fans. Like I'm a little older of a Jets fan. Kevin's right behind me, and Jude's the youngin of the show. So Jude got to witness the prosperity of back-to-back AFC championships. That's how you fell in love with the team. You know, Kev was there behind me, like I said, but I was there from like Keyshawn Johnson and all that stuff, the 1-15 and Rich Kotite. I seen so much. I got PTSD. But this season in particular for myself, and I'll speak for myself. It just felt like it was the same team constructed from last year on offense, not defense. Defense is legit. I mean, they had a couple of bad games this season, but I mean, it's so much you can hold down the fort. But what are your thoughts on this regime with Saleh and JD? Joe Douglas, I should say, Saleh and Joe Douglas, and your thoughts on the future of the team. Like where you at with this team right now?
I'm sold. I mean, I keep up with them, but I kind of know the behind the scenes things that's going on, so it's kind of hard for me to support like I want to. They have a front office issue. I don't think they have a personnel issue. I think they have a front office. I think they do bad picks. I won't be surprised if they got rid of the GM and the coach at the end of the year. You need an offensive mind. You need an offensive mind that can get points on the board, that can put people in the right position, that understand offense. The biggest thing, not to rally on us, but the biggest thing we ain't had nobody that Rex could be like, you got it. Because he was a defensive guru, like, so he had a set for everything else, but he didn't have somebody where he didn't have to babysit or intervene in regards to offensive wise. So same thing now. Like now, I don't think that they have anybody that understands offense. And so you can stop somebody all you want to, but the game ain't physical no more. So you gotta score. It's just it's unheard of. You have to score. So if you don't score, you don't score, you ain't win. I don't care how good your defense is.
If we were in church, I'd put a 50 in the collection plate after what you just said.
Look at
my last dollars, bro.
Like I said, I'm a Steelers fan, right? So if you look at the first half of the season, defense killing, keeping us in games, helping us win the games. Guess what happens? It's back end. It's over. They ain't gonna win no more
when you can't score
because you can't score. This it's just the way the game is set up now. So with New York right now, I think they put too much. They went all in on Aaron, which is a transcendent player, but he on the back end, so he not the same Aaron that we all fell in love with. So they did that, and then now. You go all in on him and you cater to him, like you got to understand that you got to put pieces in place to actually make that work. And I don't think that, and if you don't got the pieces, you got to have a scheme. So that's how football works. If you don't got the talent that can make up for lack of coaching, you got to have the scheme in that's going to carry you throughout that. And I don't see the scheme. And I think that's another reason why, even the backup is struggling. Because there's no scheme. There's more so like if I go, see, this is what I'm saying, like football minds. If I'm going all in on Aaron, there's no room for Zach. There's no room for him. There's no understanding. There's no scheme for him. There's no playbook for him. There's nothing. We're all in on Aaron. So Aaron goes down and it's over.
He was already my favorite guest of all time, but I don't even care how the rest of the show goes. Like Q's mic could break, and like he could say not another word for the rest of the show. He's been my favorite guest on this show that we've ever had on this show.
Man. I think they make the game of football too difficult, man. And it's not just them; it's on all levels. I'm watching high school. I'm cussing people out from the stands at high school. You guys have the dumbest. They don't understand like simple football, man. It's not the game don't change at all. but you can implement something in there and mess it all the way up, and it may work. It's like I tell people, it's like the triangle offense. Like the triangle offense is going to be two results. You're either going to win by a blowout or you're going to get blown up.
Right.
There's never adjustment. There's never no like, oh, hold on. Let me ISO. Let me pick and roll. Let me do something different. It's like, nah, we're going to ride this triangle offense till the wheels fall off. And it's like, bro, it's so it hurts your brain because it's like, bro, just make one adjustment. I promise you, it'll get us further than just continue to run the same play.
As a Knicks fan who watched the whole Phil Jackson trying to implicate the triangle with Melo and them, and I'm just like, yo, this is not working.
Yes.
Like,
not as easy when you don't have Shaq and Kobe.
Right.
And
It was like I'm watching them try to like break down each play. Like, oh, this is the triangle working effectively. They're like, yeah, show the other 98 plays with this.
Right.
It's not working. This is crazy.
And the funny thing about Hackett is I'm looking, it's like, I can't even think of anything he does well. The line doesn't block well. The receivers, except Garrett Wilson, aren't good at catching.
Right. Be friendly.
Running game.
This is what he does well.
He's
with all due respect, he's a great friend.
That's all he is, because it's like
he tells good jokes. He
tells
like
great jokes.
Yeah,
and it's like the defense on the other.
So all right, so let's get into that.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like the Jets made an adjustment in 2 games. The Kansas City games felt like they actually had a game plan for all 4 quarters, and the Texas game felt like they had a game plan for the second half. What's going, like, in your opinion, what the hell is going on with this offense? Like, could this offense have been better this season, or is this just like a week to week thing where it's like we don't care, like fuck it, like this is the week we care, this is the week we don't care?
So football is funny. All right, so in my opinion, like, so now what they at now is everybody just hanging on to the end of the year, to be honest. Like, everybody just trying to do their job, whatever kind of highlights that you can add in regards to contributing to bringing this film into play when it comes down to negotiating your contract. You're like, oh, look at this play here, whatever. Like, that's where everybody at right now. Make a play to try to, get the bag. Could it have been better? Things could be better. But at the end of the day, you gotta think about now, you're not making the playoffs. And nobody's making no adjustments. So, and then you got the media terrorizing y'all in regards to like Zach Wilson and everything else. So it's like you can't escape it. It's like you're in a matrix. Like, you can't escape nothing. Where's your peace? You know what I mean? So it's like I can't get. It's nothing to get. What am I getting up for? I can't make the playoffs. I don't trust the QB. I don't trust the coaches. We've all made bad decisions. So it's like now it's survive, don't get injured, and the sell game is shut. But yeah, to be honest, you could have been different. Things could have been different. They could have, like I said, they could have created situations and packages for Zach to be able to play to his strength and allow him to flourish in a way that he's not in the shadow of the guy that you put all your marbles in. So that would have helped, and then that would have gave him more confidence, and then that also allows the line to get more confidence. So if you got a bad line, you have to do certain things to a defense to actually make them basically tired out to get production. So if I got a quarterback like Zach Wilson, I'm not trying to run him like Pat Mahomes. I'm not trying to put him in like situations he has to be like great. Sort of like what we was talking about with Camp. Like, you just need to manage the game. Quick slant, or dig, cut, out, run, play action. Like simple stuff. Not oh yeah, 5 wide out. Okay, audible, check. No. We're not doing none of that. You ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't built to go out there and call the Mike linebacker, then see blitz, and you will hope that he is because he in the NFL, but you not when you don't have to prepare for a game because you're not the starter quarterback. It's just the reality of the situation. Like some guys that you have that will come in and be like, yeah, I can study the playbook and be prepared for that moment. But that is like 1 in a million. If you in the NFL and you ain't getting no burn, bro, that's the worst feeling ever. It's like, well, what am I doing? You at the highest of the highest, and you not good enough to get in?
Listen, that leads me to this question. Yeah. You were there. Who you were there for? The tail end of Sanchez, not the tail end of Sanchez and Gino. If you could guesstimate, like compare and contrast between those two quarterbacks and what's going on with Zach Wilson, because Zach Wilson was the number 2 overall pick, and as much as we could talk about Aaron Rodgers and harp on what could have been, we drafted Zach Wilson for a purpose, right, to be that franchise guy. If you were to guess, like, all right, what's going on in his head, what's wrong with him, like, do you look at him and see like, yo, that's a quarterback, that's a dog, or you like, yo, he just not it, he don't got it?
Who? Zach?
Yeah.
Nah. So here's the thing, bro. Like, and I talk crazy when it comes to football, so I'm gonna wander off, but I'll reel it back in. I think Zach is a good quarterback. I don't think he's like a great or like no difference maker, a game changer, but he's a good quarterback and he can be very successful in this league. The thing is that what people don't understand about the league is everybody's great. So it puts a lot of pressure on the coach to put personnel in position to be great. Now, as great as I give you 2 examples, as great as Richard Sherman was in his run, his peak, put him in a man-to-man coverage and ask him to cover. As great as he is, he's a cover 3 corner, and it's no shame. It's no slight to him.
We're gonna clip that. We'll clip that.
For sure. But I'm saying it's no slight to him. It's just the reality of the situation. He's a cover 3 corner. So in the cover 3, don't throw his way. Don't even look at him. But he wasn't a Reeve. You can't put Reeve in a zone. Why? Because Reeve is a man-to-man. Reeve is wherever you at, I'm there, and I'm going to stop you. So if you take Reeve and drop him 10 yards off in a zone, it's not that he don't have the athletic ability to do it. It's just like, bro, that's not my skill set. Bro, I get paid to lock people down. I don't get paid to sit back here and guess what the receiver going to do. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not his game.
That's why Charles Woodson, not to cut you off, that's why Charles Woodson was so great, because he went from kind of that man-to-man dude to playing a totally different position. And
he reinvented himself so many times,
bro. He talked about it no one really talks about how great Charles Woodson was. Like, I mean, both Woodsons did it. Rod Woodson did it, and Charles Woodson. Because Rod Woodson, I mean, Rod Woodson was the first dude to really come back from that ACL, MCL injury. Like, he tore his knee up he tore his knee up so bad. People thought he was going to play, and he came back and just basically had like a second half Hall of Fame career. And same with Charles Woodson. I forgot what injury he had. It was I forgot what injury it was that slowed him down, but he had a transition from corner to safety, and I remember he had an interview. I forgot which pod it was he was on. He said when they told him to go in Green Bay and do that, he was like, "Hell no." He's like, "I ain't doing that." And then
because the great ones know, and anybody that know football know, and so it's like, where it may seem like it's a slight, it's not a slight, because at the end of the day, like you have to understand what your strength is. Like, as a D lineman, I can't say, oh, because I played at the highest level, I'm good enough to play quarterback, or even good enough to coach quarterback. I ain't played it. It ain't my strength. But talk to me about anything on the D line. I'm gonna rip you apart. It is what it is. Same thing with me. I take myself as an example. They stood me up as an outside linebacker. All my life, I've had my hand in the dirt.
The dirt, right?
I remember that.
Now I'm dropping seam flat, covering receivers, zone coverage, but you expecting me to get 15 sacks a year?
I remember that.
In the National Football League, where the QB possession is 3 seconds or less. Pass rushing is a rhythm. Ask any defensive line. Pass rushing is a rhythm. It's not I'm just gonna go ahead and kill. It's like, no, I gotta get a feel. He watched film just like I watch film. So, but now we gotta figure out where your weakness is today. You might have been aggressive with Robert Quinn, but you might keep your hands back with me.
Yeah,
now I got to make that adjustment. All week on film, I've been seeing you aggressive. Now this week, when we get in the game, you ain't got your hands there. Why? Because you know that I watched you be aggressive all week. So you're gonna play the game. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that, I think, is the reason why I feel like, the game is losing its track, because at the end of the day, people don't understand what it take, what the game of football is, the intel, the details, and things like that. So Zach could be a good QB with the potential to be great with work ethic and a scheme that can work. But they don't have a scheme for him. They didn't put him in position. And again, like I said, if you ain't got a strong O-line and you got a new quarterback, a brand new quarterback, you have to build his confidence up and get him in rhythm. Just like everything else in football, everything is a rhythm. Get him in rhythm to be able to be successful. If you just say, go out here and make a play, these kids ain't built like that, man. They're just not. So it's going to be different. Look at Baker Mayfield. He's turning up because he got a system that's orchestrated to him. And so the thing I have about, and not the sidetrack, but I'm saying, but like not the sidetrack.
With Todd Bowles too.
You know what I mean? Crazy. But not the sidetrack, but like I think that it's something that I'm proposing, but it'll be released here first. But like the first round, like first, second, and third round, they should be able to choose where they go.
Well, listen, I'm glad you said that, because one of my favorite guy in the world, for people who don't know, Bomani Jones said the same thing, that the draft should be like free agency, and teams should have to bid and pay and entice and take dudes to dinners, you know what I mean, like put them in the phone and free dinner, you know what I mean. And
kind of doing a sense, but it ain't like as what he's saying. I get what he's saying though.
Right. But I agree, because it kind of like, all right, so we'll get into that whole thing with the tanking situation. We'll combine the idea, because people want to know. Jew wants to know. I want to know. Kev wants to know. Right. We want so the Jets. When we thought the Jets season was done, we're like, yo, that's it. Wrap it up. Pack it up. Lose out and secure that top 3, top 5 pick. Now, I've said this before. It's hard to tank, because if you love what you do, you love the game, you're going to give it 110%. But logically, if you're out of it, why are we giving effort if you could put the team in a better position? So that idea, let's put a pin in the tanking portion, and then also with the draft / free agency idea, where do you fall on the tank? So do you and you don't have to give no trade secrets or anything like that. Do coaches, front office, players be like, hey man, we done. We finished. Let's get this 2024 pick, or the coaches, or like, you know what I mean? Because people want to know, because the taking is the elephant in the room. Like, yo, do teams say, hey, you know what? It's a good quarterback coming out next year. If we lose the final 5 down the stretch, you have a better shot. So give us some insight.
Nah, I think it's a fan thing. I don't think it's something. So here's the thing: like in the NFL, it's a business, right? So as much as I would like to tank or go whatever, like I know that we're not going to lose. I know we're going to lose the rest of lose out the season, but I still gotta protect the bag. Like I still gotta do what I gotta do to get another contract. So it's gonna be hard for me to just go out here and not make the play. Now, do I think that the GM and coaches sometimes are in cahoots with like not making the best game plan to be successful in those games? Yes, I really do, because it's certain stuff that is just like, this just doesn't make sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you can put people in bad positions and get murked. Sort of like what I said about, like, if I go, like, so if we go in with a game plan and we make no adjustments, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's quiet in halftime. And just like it did right before we get ready to go back out, it's like, let's go, get up, like, you know what I mean, figure it out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, okay, we didn't make no adjustments. You probably thinking you about to get fired. So it's like, we living. You know what I'm saying? So
like,
yeah, so it's like, all right, cool, we living. Like, I get it. But at the end of the day, I got to go out and get mine. So We go out there, we try to scrape up, little extra sack here and there, half a sack or whatever's going to add to our resume in regards to when it comes down to negotiating that contract. But I don't think nobody actually goes in like thinking to tank, because I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but like the game of football is you one play away. So one play can literally change the momentum of everything. So it's like I can be out there with I can be in a bad mood, not having a good game, and then get a strip sack or a strip sack for 6. Now, nigga, you can't. I'm on a whole nother level now. Like I'm balling now. Like I ain't thinking about tanking. I'm trying to go get the next one. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like it's one of those situations where it's like it's one play away. So technically no, but I do think there have been times where
people dial it in.
Yeah, and refs play a part of that too. Refs play a part of that too. Like,
listen,
no.
Listen, I haven't played at the highest level. Play a little high school baseball, play a little junior pro football.
You made varsity,
basketball. Right? No. I played JV baseball. I tried out for varsity. I decided to try to be a pitcher for some reason. So I'm gonna try to pitch this year. Stupidest shit ever. I should have just pitched. Because I'm gonna tell you why.
100% of the times you don't shoot, man.
Right, my boy played varsity baseball, and he was nice. It was twins, Keith and Kyle, and he saw me on the field. He threw the ball at me, and I caught it, and I had it in my hand. He said, "Yo, look at the ball," and like the ball, I have big hands, so the ball looked like minuscule. He's like, "Yo, you should be throwing pillows, bro. You should be throwing rockets. You ever thought about being a pitcher?" So I was like, but my favorite pitcher growing up was Dwight Gooden. So I was like, yeah, I used to like dream of being a pitcher, but I never actually went out there and tried to pitch. So I literally spent like that summer before school trying to pitch, like learning how to throw a proper fastball. I could throw breaking stuff like curves and sliders and stuff like that, but I didn't know the technical stuff, like holding. Like now I know holding the run and all of the bullshit. Yeah. So I'm just there like, yo, listen, I'm there over the summer throwing a curveball into the crate. I'm throwing sliders, and I'm like, I'm going to strike everybody out, right?
Yeah.
I get on the mound. The first thing the coach said was hold the run. I said, huh? I said, what? He said, hold the run. I was like, what the fuck is that mean? Hold the run? He said, huh? I'm just standing there like,
more to it. Yeah.
And he's like, and they be like, oh. And so I'm like, I'm just going because even my boys there, the same dude who told me, he was like, yo, this dude about to throw like pills. Look at his head. Yo, Drew, show him the ball. I'm like, he's like, yeah, he about to throw pills. Watch. And after I did my thing, I sat down. He was like, "Yeah, man, you could play second or short." I was like, I could try. and the dude right after me goes up. He says, "Hold the runner." Homie did the stand down, stepped off, and did the look. And I'm like, that's what that is, holding the runner. Like, bro. Summer wasted my summer. So,
my goodness.
But I say that to say with the ref thing, when I play basketball, we're down by like 20. Yo, those whistles become less and less. Like, all right, I'm getting like we trying. I'm getting beat. And I'm like, yo, like ref. He's like, yo,
nah, it's a real thing.
He's trying to go home. He's like, fuck this shit. I'm trying to go home.
I got my $20. Like I'm.
deal, bro.
The referee fee at the end of the game. Like, all right, everybody, they made sure to collect that. I remember one time I was in the 3-on-3 tournament. And we intense. Like, it's intense. Like they had fouls and everything. So we had like, I think you could play like 3 and like an extra 2, whatever. We only have 4. So we going, and the ref, I felt like the ref hold me. So I went off. Like I went off. This commissioner league, like you gotta chill. Like nah. And he said, yo, and the game done. I got ejected, whatever. He's like, yo, you gonna pay your referee? I said, fuck that, ain't paying no referee fee.
Okay, Draymond.
Bro.
Okay, Draymond.
Kept my $5. Yeah. The commissioner next week, he was like, yo, you don't have to pay out of the pocket, bro. I said, man, I don't give a fuck about that, bro. Y'all hold us. They cheated.
Damage is done.
Bro, he was like, yo, he was like, yo, All-Star game is over. Like he was fed up after that. So
Q, I have a quick question. Have you ever argued with a ref? Like, was a ref like holding you so bad you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Nah, I want the one that complain with the ref because it's fixed, bruh. Like, ain't nothing you can do about it. And I had got enough fines already, so I was one of those guys that stayed paying them people and fines.
Yep.
So I ain't mess with them. I had conversation with them. I used to joke with them, but it would be like certain things. Tom Brady, you're not getting no call. Okay, what you do? Like, Aaron Rodgers got to get him clean. Not gonna get no call. Like none of this stuff. Phillip Rivers was still on his wave a little bit. Peyton definitely not getting no call.
You mentioned Rivers. Hold on, because I heard Rivers. Everybody know. I think Rivers is like a notorious shit talker.
Yeah,
yes, he is.
What has Rivers? And what was if? Wait, has Rivers ever said anything wild to you, or what is the wildest thing a quarterback has said to you in general?
I always got into it with Brady, bro, because we played him. So that was my guy. I like him though. The white boy that talk junk, like you love that. Brady was the only one. Like, get your fucking hands off me, and I'm like, oh what? I'm supposed to hit you. Like, and we got like a picture where it's like me and him like going. He's screaming as like, and I'm just looking at him like, bro, I just want you to give me a reason. Like, you don't even know what you open it up to, boy. I just give me one reason. Because I know I can't do nothing. They're going to bury me if I just hit you out the gate. So I'm like, just give me a little reason so I can set the fence. That's all the way up. But Brady was my guy. He was the one that talked crazy. But Phillip will, Rivers, he'll do that. He's a rowdy. He's a rowdy guy too.
All them kids, he should be talking shit. I can't talk enough. He like, what he just dropped his 14th or something like that? It's now 12.
My boy spreading them fruits, boy.
I'm surprised.
He planting them seeds.
I'm surprised someone has more kids than Cromartie. That's
anywho, that's insane to say. Anywho, who is the biggest shit talker you played against? If it's not Brady, if it is, who's the biggest shit talker in general?
Yeah, it's probably him, bro. Cause he do it slick, bro. Like he's slick. He not like necessarily, and it's for some reason the camera never catches him.
Oh, like
you don't. They don't.
I wonder why.
Yeah,
like trying to tell a story.
Like he never get caught, but he talks crazy out there. Like he gonna say something, like especially if you touch him. Anybody else? I ain't really had too many encounters. I used to be like, I'm the instigator. So like Snacks is a mouthy dude. Snacks talk crazy. Like Snacks is one of them guys that like he could never be mic'd up. Like he's ignorant. So he would get into it. He would get into it with a lot of people, and I would instigate it. Like I would just be the guy. Like yeah, you ain't gonna do nothing though. Like what's up? Like you know what I mean? I was one of those guys. But Snacks always got into it with people. Reeve, if it was like a big time receiver, Reeve, he's just looking for one time. Like you just say something to him wrong one time, he's gone. He's at your neck the whole game. So he was a trash talker. Pro always had the second best, so he would trash talk. Then I had Landry. Deron Landry. Yeah,
Deron Landry.
That's a
I say.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, bro. When I say bro comes downhill, bro.
When he.
I mean, we all know what he on, but like, but bro, when I'm talking about when he hit somebody, bro.
Right.
Bro.
Yeah.
The sound of them pads hitting the people, bro. You be like, bro. Like sometimes you like, I'm coming off the line, then I got a pursuit, then you just hear somebody slap. You be like, that ain't normal. That ain't normal, bro. You just be looking at it. Everybody's like, that's tough. He was different. Go ahead.
I have a quick question, Q. What, like, going back to the game, what would you say is like among your career, the toughest tackle you faced in your career? Like, who would you say is like toughest tackle?
I'm terrible at names. I tell you this. what's the guy? It started with an L or something. It was the left tackle for New England. Me and him had some good wars, but I lost a couple battles to
L.
It
wasn't Matt White, was it?
It might have been
that?
white or black.
It was Tom Brady, left tackle for his whole almost for his.
That wasn't light.
He was
That
there
was
for a
else.
minute. Yeah.
I can think of Logan Mankins. That's
Logan. I think that's probably it. Yeah. Him. He was good. He was good though because he had long arms, and so we were really battled out. San Fran and Denver. Them boys gave me headaches, bro.
Denver. They had
Peyton. When they had Peyton.
Yeah.
Denver had Peyton, bro, and then that run that Kaepernick had with San Fran.
Oh yeah, that's versus us, right?
Yeah. At home, boy. Hey, that's some grown men.
That was
some grown man, boy. I don't ever know if Trent was there at that time. I don't know, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know if he was a baby or not. I don't think he
time,
was there,
yeah.
but yeah, like some grown man, bro. Everybody else, man, it was cool, but him and them two teams, headaches, bro.
Well, I remember working at the airport the year the Legion of Boom won, and somebody from the Redskins came in, and I looked at him and said, man, I didn't know who he was, but his face was familiar. I said, you like a football player? He had a pants on. I said, you play? Yeah, he started talking. I said, yo, who won the Super Bowl? He said, bruh. I said, Seattle. He's like, how you just said they got, he said, Seattle got some grown men. And when they came out and they crushed Denver like that, and I was like, he was like,
from the first play, it was over,
bro.
That first play set the tone for the entire game.
Legion Boom different, bro.
If I was able to gamble at that time, like if it was like present, and he said that to me, I would put $1,000 down because the way he looked at me, he was like, bro, Seattle. Like I said over. He said they got nothing for them. I was like,
bro, Cam is a DN playing safety. Cam Chance is a DN playing safety, bro.
That hit he put on Vernon Davis was one of the most violent things I've ever seen. It was so violent, bro.
Man,
I had to turn my TV down. I thought my shit was too loud when he hit him. I'm like, bro, I know it wasn't that loud. It wasn't crazy before then, and then it was like, boom. I was like, whoa,
different, bro.
Whoa, yeah,
Legion of Boom was crazy. Like, they was the real deal. And then they had and don't ever play them in Seattle. That 12 man.
Between them and the crowd, bro.
They had Bobby Ring up front, and oh my god,
every level was just amazing.
Yeah. Let's get into some other. We have a lot. We have like so much we even cover. We have such a great conversation, man.
Yeah, entertaining.
Nah. This is a great one right now. I feel it. We got to the USC days already. Thoughts on Drake May? It's possible. I mean, depending on where the Jets fall, if they decide to go quarterback, if Drake May's on the board, should the Jets look at him as a serious a prospect for the team? All right.
Yeah.
I was expecting that. Go ahead.
His style of play and what he's gonna need. Jets can't offer that. I mean, unless like an O coordinator or somebody, some shifts, some changes is made.
Regime change.
I wouldn't. I think it'd be a terrible pick for them to pick Drake. He's not caliber player that they need in regards. I don't think they should pick if they're gonna go all in on Aaron. Like they shouldn't pick no. They shouldn't pick no quarterback at their one. They should try to focus on. O-line and then O-line man, and maybe a running back or a receiver. Some offense that can mesh well with Aaron. I would say do that. But Drake, he's the guy. Drake probably need to go somewhere like I don't know if New Orleans is done with Carr, but in the New Orleans
they should be.
Yeah, I don't know if they are.
what they paid him?
I mean, it's gonna be difficult for him to be done, but
right.
But that's somewhere like somewhere there. Let's see.
Because if we round up the top 5, right? The Bears going to have 2 picks. Possibly, two picks in the top 5. Arizona is going to be in there. Who else?
Cool. I can see Arizona.
I don't know who's else in the top 5, Kev. It's
Patriots.
Patriots. Now,
Yeah,
of course, people are saying they are saying Drake May, but somebody said not Caleb Williams. Who's the other dude they had said to go to the Patriots play quarterback?
What? Jaden Daniels or Michael Penix?
Right, one of those dudes. I mean, I can't see the Patriots drafting a black quarterback to be the face of their franchise. Same thing with the New York Giants. Hey, listen.
Not happening.
Yeah, keep it going.
After every bad game is going to look like the Hulk Hogan meme where he's writing the N on the plus.
You see what they did with Cam? Yeah,
right.
We were dealing with Matt Jones way before we did with Cam, and it's like, bro, like. Yeah,
Bill Belichick was running Cam like it was 2009. He was like, "Yo, I'm going to put." He's
not doing it. Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah, he's not throwing the ball at all. He's throwing like 13 times a game. He was like, "Yo, we in the goal line? All right, run that shit." I think I think he had like.
Bro, he was acting like it was Madden, dog. Like QB power all day. This is insane.
Yeah, that was definitely crazy.
Yeah, nah. That'd be a good spot though. Like New Orleans, Arizona would be good. What's San Diego looking like?
San Diego's like 4-9, 5 and something like that. I don't. All right. So here, since we are here at the topic, right, of collegiate quarterbacks and what teams should be doing. There's a lot of talent out there, and of course, there's a shift. We mentioned this before. The talent is black quarterbacks. Like we're talking about the top quarterbacks in the nation. We've taken 4 or 5 of them are black, African American, however you want to identify. So teams have to come off the snide and say, hey, we have to take them now. Like there's no choice. But let's talk about 2 teams that interest me the most in this quarterback situation: the Chicago Bears and the Arizona Cardinals. Now the Bears have put themselves in a beautiful position by last year holding on and say, hey, we're keeping Justin Fields, we're going to trade it, we got assets. And now they're pretty much back in the position again. You got Justin Fields, and they have 2 possible top 5 picks. A lot of people are saying the Bears are going to draft Caleb Williams. I personally think that they need to effectively build a team around Justin Fields so we can see what he has for real. I don't think they're wrong either way. What is your opinion? What should the Bears do in that situation?
I think they should do away with Justin. Again, like certain eras of football or players is different. So you got to think about he's in the social media era. He's like, advanced technology era. So therefore, he's not going to be able to overcome a lot of, the media attention and negative media attention that he's receiving. And we can't sit here and act like this 1-year draft is going to transcend their team. Is realistically not the draft, not just out of the draft. Now you can move a couple key pieces in free agency, hopefully, probably, and you maybe have some stir in there. But for the most part, if you just banking on the draft like it seems like they are, I don't think that they should keep him. I think they need more of. And that's crazy. We're talking about like a game manager quarterback. I know it's crazy how the media is taking this. But they need like somebody that's already been in the league a couple years, or even an older back end guy. Not that this would happen, but like a Matthew Stafford, somebody who's pretty much established and is just going to manage and control the game. I don't think you can flourish too much right now in Chicago. There's just too many pieces that needs to be filled. So a young quarterback, you can't put that type of responsibility on a young quarterback. You're going to need some type of veteran quarterback to come in to kind of pick up that slack and be a voice of leadership and getting and rallying the troops. These young kids ain't really built like that. They just want to go out and play football, which I ain't mad at, but it is what it is.
Interesting take. I don't. So, are you basically saying avoid quarterback in the draft? Period. Like trade Justin Fields. Don't draft a quarterback if you have the number 1 overall pick, or like if Caleb Williams is there and he's the guy, like take Caleb Williams and just completely reset.
Only take him if you're going to trade him. So like use it as trade bait.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to take him, could get him off the board and then just use it as trade bait for somebody, whoever you got eye on. You know. Yeah. I mean,
NBA stuff.
We were
right
just
there.
talking about it. I'm in the game. So So I mean, I think Derek Carr would be all right in Chicago. I mean, I know he's horrible, but I think it would be better than what Justin is.
Like, don't get Cam started.
Not like. So when I say that, I don't mean like, oh yeah, he comes and they go to the playoffs and make a deep run. I mean like getting them back into like actually winning football games and not just being the stench of the league.
If the Bears trade Justin Fields and then start Derek Carr, they should be disbanded. I'm not even joking.
I mean, I'm saying, what else you gonna do? I wouldn't specifically say him, but something of that nature.
There's about 15 quarterbacks in the draft I'd rather take than to start Derek Carr. I'm just not in the business of trying to start Derek Carr on purpose.
Is anybody up for free agency?
I don't even know what free agency looks like. So
there's going to be a lot because a lot of these dudes are like on 1 year, whatever deals. I don't think it's going to be a good.
I'll pay Jacoby Brissett $8 million and start him before I'm paying Derek Carr. Not even remote.
Right. Yeah, Brissett might be one of those guys. What's the name? He's retiring. Jude sleeper pick.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, give it a rest. Give it a rest. He retired. It's over. We don't have to do this anymore.
Breezy out, man.
I know you poured one out for me in your crib, Jude.
That's like trying to bring back RG3. Like,
right.
I'd rather have RG3 than Derek Carr. Actually, we talking about this.
I like RG3 over Derek Carr.
Get Tony Romo out the booth. He ain't doing that. Get Tony Romo out the booth. I'd rather have Tony Romo than Derek Carr.
What's Dan Orlovsky doing?
Is Randall Cunningham busy? I take Dan Marino. Is he busy?
Right.
What's Testaverde doing?
So there's no age limit over Derek Carr. There's no one old enough.
I'd take Joe Namath over Derek Carr right now. No, there's no age limit. No.
That's serious. That's a serious statement there.
What's Joe Namath doing?
What's Joe Namath doing? He ain't doing shit.
Making infomercials.
What's that?
Get him off the commercial set.
What's that commercial? All the old guys come out of retirement. Jerry Rice and Emmitt Smith and all them stuff.
Yes,
I can still play. Yo,
Steve Young.
Listen. If there's anybody I believe you give the couch right now and plays Jerry Rice, you can't tell me nothing different.
Bro, Jerry Rice was cooking in the NFL at 41 with them little bullshit struggle braids. You can't tell me nothing about Jerry Rice.
And Jay said, I got six games in
one hit, that man gonna be done, bro, for life.
He gonna be wearing that
for life. Only person I think that can survive that's on the couch right now is T.O.
Sorry, I'm glad you said that because before we go to the Cam Newton stuff, we didn't cover it last week.
Yeah,
T.O. just ran a 4.4 40.
Hand time.
50 years old.
It's not over exaggerated. It's hand time. Yeah, I love him.
Sure, no, he's right.
I'm a big fan, but
it's not an official.
So what was it really like? More like a 4.6, 4.8? What are we talking about?
Well, he probably.
But at 50,
still
impressive.
Yeah, it's not bad. He's in tremendous shape. So it's not bad at all. But the number saying and what is actually transpiring is not accurate. So
you basically saying, hey, T.O., get on an official track on official time, like go to the combine.
Get laser. Nah, just tell him to do laser. You can't fool the laser.
Hey,
when you move, it's gonna move.
I would love to
count them seconds. A whole lot different than me doing this.
I would love to see him pull like one of them. What was that commercial the dude came out of retirement? No, what was it? Deion Sanders?
They did it for the combine.
They did a commercial with Deion Sanders. Put on a mustache. He went to the combine and everything like that.
Oh yeah,
I don't recall that.
You remember? Oh man, I gotta pull that up. But I want to see that. I want to see T.O. enter the combine and see what he got going on.
The game is too different. I don't embarrass my boy. I mean, unless he's just doing it for like charity or something. But
Hey, he was playing Arena League until like he was like 46 or something like that. He was just playing. He was just playing Arena League.
Big difference.
I think at the time of retirement, he had a couple of years left. They just didn't want.
He's supposed to. Yeah, he still had a couple of years left.
Yeah, he had a couple of years left. They just were like, "Nah, we're not signing you, dog." Sorry.
Yeah, he was 37 when he didn't even retire. He was 37 when he was on Cincinnati, and no one wanted him. He kept offering the service. He offered to come to the Jets. He offered to go back to San Fran. He offered to go to Dallas. And this is going leading up till 40 and beyond, and nobody wanted him. And then eventually he retired, and then he like I said, like a couple of years ago, he was doing Arena League football and dominating Arena League, which is hilarious.
Right.
Let's talk about Cam.
I didn't have
wingdings. I didn't have no wingdings, but Cam was
so unnecessary, man.
Listen.
He gang banging on the name.
He dropped the E's for threes and everything.
Yeah, boy. Trey out here.
Trey Way. Now, listen, Cam Newton was recently in the news because of what he said about the game manager thing and came under scrutiny. Now, I forgot her name who said it. And
Kimberly Martin.
Yeah, Kimberly Martin. A couple of people were talking bad about it. Like, I understood. So now he clarified. And the clarification was perfect, what he said.
Yeah, it was.
Then Dak Prescott comes out against Buffalo and does that shit. And Cam looks like, and I know Cam looking like,
yeah. What
I said. So we were talking prior to recording. Now we're recording. Mics are hot. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
The perspective of an athlete versus the perspective of a non-athlete. What was your original thought when Cam Newton said what he had to say, and what was your thoughts about the backlash and then following up?
I thought it was accurate. I didn't see nothing that he said was like wrong. I think, again, people who don't know football commenting on stuff that they don't know nothing about. I think if you don't understand that, like, it's the same thing like I was just saying, and I know y'all gonna clip it, you can clip it again, but the same thing I was saying about like Richard Sherman. It's just certain things. I use myself, so that way you don't gotta clip it. All right, so same thing, right? You go from putting your head in the dirt to actually being an outside linebacker, right? And you have a drop in the zone or whatever. What he was saying is it's not bad to be a game manager. And like I had tweeted, like I put it out there like, listen, game managers actually last longer in the league than game changers or difference makers, is what he's saying. Difference makers take risk. Like a Lamar Jackson is going to take a risk. He's going to try to make a play solely off his athleticism, not necessarily like I'm conscious of the play that I'm making. It's going to be more so like, yo, I feel it, go. And I'm going to do it. A game manager will be like, but I see this safety coming down. I'm going to dip off to the running back, get a couple yards. Let's keep the momentum going, and let's keep moving down the field. That's basically what he's saying. He's saying like, yo, he don't need you to lose the ball. You don't have the athletic ability to be able to make game-changing plays. You are in some situations. So like a scramble could be a game-changing play. You know what I mean? Like you know, everybody, every once in a while, you have the ability to, shake somebody. But in reality, you're not gonna take a lot of risk. And that's basically what he's saying. We don't need Dak to take risk. And when Dak take risk, it's all bad. If Lamar take risk, it's a 50-50. Right. We always feel good though. When Lamar take risk, we feel like ESPN Showtime. That's what we feel like. If Dak is taking a risk, we like this nigga. One of those things. You already know. But if Lamar do it, it's like that's the person.
I mean, you see the games. You see the Cowboys games. Yeah, you see the Cowboys games, for example. They're blowing teams out at home. Dak's not doing anything special. When they're behind or like when they're down, like look at the game versus San Francisco, Buffalo. the Eagles in Philadelphia. All the same. They're down a couple 14 points.
He's never been that guy, though. That's what I'm saying. He's never been a guy that you turn on and you see him on all over ESPN, like just Pat Mahomes and Cam Newton or Lamar Jackson. You don't turn on and see Dak doing that thing. You see game managing, and he may run the ball in and 3rd and goal at the 5-yard line. And it's like they got a touchdown and they won the game. But you're not seeing him making unbelievable plays. How did he do that? Patrick Mahomes throwing it from the side, throwing it behind his back. You're not seeing that from Dak. That's difference maker. That's those are those free athletes that Cam is talking about. And I
don't understand why the backlash was what it was. Like, he is a former professional quarterback.
It's more people who are stupid and ignorant of football than it is people talking that know football.
Right, but I'm not even talking about the disagreement. I'm talking about just how they went about attacking him. That's the part that I understand. Like, he's a former professional quarterback, and he didn't say anything ridiculous. Whether you agree with him or not, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what they've been getting away with. So they don't get penalized. Because we can't punch them in their mouth, and ain't nobody at the network is saying anything. So they do this on a regular basis.
When Skip,
personally,
no, I'm sorry to cut you off, but when Skip did what he did to Shannon, that's when I knew, like,
there's no backlash.
He's a Hall of Famer, 3-time Super Bowl champion, and you're talking like you're. First of all, Shannon Sharp is 50-something years old. He look a brick house. And Skip Bayless is like a 135 soaking wet octogenarian, damn near. And for him to say what he said, and Shannon like didn't get up and shake the shit out of him at least, like that was crazy in itself. So I get that part. I think the other thing to answer Kev's question though about the backlash, and also to Q's point, that dynamic game changer stuff, Cam couldn't do it no more. Like, you see what he didn't, like what they did to him in New England. He couldn't do the stuff at the same level. So now people are like, oh, he's always been bad. Like, no. Cam has always been that dude, but now he can't do that dude shit no more. That Superman
I really
shit.
Can't stand when we do that when we do that revisionism stuff where we base everything based on the end of their career. Like people do it with Russell Westbrook, and listen, I've made plenty of jokes about late career Russell Westbrook, so I'm not trying to act like I am exempt. But he's an easy Hall of Famer, and people are like, "Oh, how could he be a Hall of Famer? Look at what he's done." Brother, his career didn't start 3 years ago. Like, his career started 15 years ago, and he was insane at his peak. That's why he's a Hall of Famer. Him hitting the side of the backboard every other shot now, that doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, lack of focus though, but he's not called to be that guy no more. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so at that you at that level of celebritism and superstar, and you have to come down to a role player. That's what you had. Like,
for sure.
Ego, as men, so it's like, I ain't gonna be the same player. It's like the old man in the hood that's trying to still play ball on the blacktop. Like, you can't give it up. Like, I'm like, I can't cross you up like I want to, but I can hit a fadeaway or whatever. But it's like, it's one of those type of situations. But the thing to like, why did they come at him about anything? He gave his perspective from a podcast, just like you give your perspective from the platform of ESPN. Right. So that's my thing. So it's like, so personally, I think it's jealousy. Here's why. Podcast has taken over media, right?
Yep.
He just came from being viral. Like the week before with Charleston White and all them, right?
People were mad about that.
Come on. So you talking about people who have been B writers and been in the back of the van, not really getting a lot of access, having to, solicit information from players through other ways. Like, they had, and to this guy who is Cam Newton, but then come into their world, take over their world too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the athlete the Gilbert Arenas podcast, Jeff T. If you haven't watched Jeff T. podcast is
he's hilarious. I ain't watched his podcast, but the shorts and the reels.
I subscribed.
I can rock out, bro.
He is money. Club Shay, Shannon Sharp. You know what I mean? the whole part of his deal was like, listen, if you're taking me, you got to take the podcast too. You can't just take me and put me on ESPN. Yeah, that's a brilliant business strategy. He's like, yeah, just in case y'all fuck with me over here, I still got this on the back end. Y'all need to pay me twice. You know what I mean? So, but no, listen, I think the media people are starting to get nervous because the athletes, especially the NFL player, and Q, we can talk about this. This is probably the first time people really seen you and hear you speak.
Yeah, right.
You know, like this is like because you guys are behind helmets, and if you, like you said, if you're not mic'd up or if you're not a quarterback, nobody really knows who you are. So we have you on the platform, and people, Jets fans know, they're like, "Oh man, Q's on the show." We get a bunch of questions. Like we were like legitimately surprised of the amount of questions that came firing out. You know what I mean for you. In comparison, like we had Quincy New, I was like, yeah, it was a few.
Right.
It was a few, but it's like, yo, Quinton Coples,
I love the fans, bro. Like I used to talk to the people. I used to be around the people. The only really kind of like regret I did is I ain't signed everything that I could like once I was there. And you know, it's tough. You know, pick and choose. And sometimes I was moody because you know we might have lost and nobody cared. It's like, bro, like you know what I'm saying? And I had to understand like the business side of like, yo, cats don't really care about winning and losing, bro. It's about getting this contract. It was just like, nah, this sucks. Brotherhood, okay, boom. I only got a few that I rock with, and mainly Snaps. Like that was my bro. Like we had everything. We did everything together. So it was like, you know, it's one of those things where I was moody. But if it was one thing I could do, I would have signed more stuff for more people. But I used to be around the people, man, be amongst the people. So, and I just couldn't get down with the social media stuff because I was just like, bro, I'm gonna end up going to jail, bro.
Meet me in Temecula.
Yeah, like you got to see me about what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm not gonna disrespect you. I ain't gonna pull up and you talk about because you working at this job. Like, nah, that ain't my job. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you mad at me because I ain't get no sack and I'm dropping seam flat for the last 25 plays. I'm not gonna get a sack.
Hold on. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
They switched you from end to outside linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, you were those first 3 years, you had 16.5 sacks. You were producing.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird. Like you weren't hurt before you left. They kind of like it was like a bad start to the season, and they just like they let you go, whatever. Yeah. What were your thoughts? Like being that good soldier, switching from end to outside linebacker, doing something totally different, and then for the team to be like, "Oh, this is down. He's not having a great year." Like, all right, we done with him.
Yeah. So I didn't even, to be honest, bro. I really didn't even get cut because of like play. I got cut because well, one of the things is like I got into it with the D-line coach and linebacker. So it's like, I forgot his
Pepper,
name.
Right?
Pepper
Johnson.
We were just talking about him too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with him. I don't have no issues with nobody, but he was a goofy. So it's like it's one of those situations where me and him got into it, and it was more so like out the respect. It had nothing to do with like football. It's like, okay, cool. I'm cool with coaches like, you know, being on me or whatever, trying to bring the best out of me. But it's like you can't talk to me a certain type of way. It's just because you think like, you know, you think you're a dog. I'm a dog too. Like at the end of the day, like I don't wear my ego, pride, and strength on my shoulders. Like I'm not one of those guys that's you're gonna meet and see and he's like overly aggressive. I'm the guy that's just like, yeah, that's cute. What up, cute? But then like if something pop off, you're gonna see a whole nother person. So it's like, you know what I mean? So I'm that guy. I'm not a guy that's gonna wear like, oh yeah, he's a mean dude. Like no, everybody feel warm welcomes and everything. So me and him got into it. And then, you know, you can't really get into it with a coach. And then so they started benching me. And then I really got cut. We went to Houston and they wasn't starting me. They wasn't playing me. Then on the way back, it's like you take it's weird. So the plane ride on the way back. So we get blowed out by Houston, like 30 points. I can't remember the name. We didn't score. We get blowed out. So then on the way back, it's like a 2-hour plane ride or whatever. I brought my speaker. And so I started like playing music. and it's the equipment guy. I mean, the ticket guy. I can't think of his name. But anyway, it's the ticket guy. He was annoyed because it's like we playing music and we just lost. But it's like, bro, nobody cares. Like, literally, look around. Like, nobody cares. It's like, bro, it's because in the league, it's like you settle on it for like a little bit and then you move past it.
Right.
Only time, and I ain't never been in the playoffs, but like the only time like that I've been told, it's like when it's real serious, it's like if you missing like playoff contention, like it's one of those games, one deep game, or maybe a rivalry game. But if it's just like when you going into the game, you had no shot, and then coming out, you lost, so you still ain't got no shot. Right. We good. It's like where they at now. We on the back end. We cool. Like it is what it is, bro. We lost the game. We ride it back or whatever. So that's the reason why I didn't really get cut because of like play or nothing. Because they were still cool with me being there, even with them benching me, which they had no right to bench me. They just chose to bench me. So I'm like, all right, whatever, bro. So yeah, I don't know if that would answer your question or not.
No. That because I was basically asking about the whole, like you switching positions and playing out of pocket. I know that you had got hurt. I think versus Jacksonville or Miami, and you with your ankle.
Yeah, but that was preseason, so that was cool. I was good on that. The ankle issue didn't really matter, but I mean, granted, me playing linebacker hurt me because I was a true DN. Right. And so they were looking for sacks.
Right.
And I'm like, go look at the film. I'm dropping steam flat. I'm out here jamming number one receivers. Like I was playing DB. But I'm like, how you expecting me to go out here and make sense? And the crazy part is, and this is how y'all can like know that it's a front office issue. We had drafted D Miller the year before. He was a corner.
Yeah. That was
they drafted him, and he would have been a great corner, but messed that up. He messed up.
I remember the last month of D Miller. The last month of 2013, I was convinced that D Miller was him, and then
He couldn't. They would never release him, and it's like again, like you gotta think he came from Alabama playing man. You know what I mean? And then you start trying to throw other different schemes and stuff like that. So you supposed to treat him, not that he would be Revis, but you supposed to treat him like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to give him that freedom. You're supposed to give him that confidence. Like, nah, you're gonna shut it down or whatever. But when you don't and you snatch that away from him, it ain't gonna pan out the way it's supposed to pan out because y'all playing politics and y'all not putting people in the right position to be successful. And so same thing with me, same thing with a lot of guys. But we had we did what we did, bro. It was some good guys to be around. We had an opportunity to really make some noise, man, but we couldn't never put the pieces together on offense and get the things right.
Lean years in New York on that offense, man. Like we were so down bad when Ryan Fitzpatrick came here. He almost made himself a name for himself.
Yeah,
manager.
Almost. Well, I mean, to Jude, you know what I mean? But
to Jude and a lot of people in the Jets fan base, like they revere Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And Brandon Marshall, because Brandon Marshall was still such a special player.
But that's just different. Brandon Marshall's
Brandon Marshall's a Hall of Fame caliber player. Ryan Fitzpatrick, shout
out to Brandon Marshall. I met Brandon Marshall, nice guy. Gave me $100 tip when I was working security. Shout out to him.
Really?
He could never do wrong in my eyes.
That's good news. You don't get too much good news about Brad. I'm proud of that. That's great. I'm happy to hear that.
This was after the 2015.
Much good news about Brandon is crazy.
This was after the 2015 season, and I'm working this event, whatever. And Brandon Marshall's like, I just see, oh shit, Brandon Marshall. So I'm talking to him, and I'm like, just talking about the season, just talking about next year, whatever. And like, hope you get better. And he was like, good conversation. And he went in his pocket, pulled out a knot, and slid me a fin. I was like, oh, thanks. You know what I mean? Just having a conversation. So
that's great.
It's very hearing good news about Brandon Marshall.
That's good stuff. Yeah, you don't hear nothing good about Brandon, so I'm surprised. So this is good. I'm glad there's something good out there, but
Oh man,
maybe I got more access to media than me, but I ain't had that good from in a long time. Yeah,
Damn.
that's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
But I got an opportunity to meet the Brickenshaw Ferguson too. He's cool. He was chill.
Great man.
Quiet.
Great man.
He was just standing there, and we was talking, and I was like, "Yo, you kind of retired early, man." But he said, "Nah, bro, I ain't coming back." He said, "I'm
retired on time."
Yo,
yeah.
He was like,
solid guy, man. Solid all the way around. One of the best men that you'll want to go to war with. They really got your back. He ain't vocal or gonna talk too much, but when it comes down to doing what he got to do, he did it. He competed with the best of them and got his bread, and he a man of God. So I salute Brick all the way through, man.
And he a black belt, which was crazy. Like, dude that big being a black belt. Like, damn, you that big and you got hands? Nah.
That's why he quiet.
And feet. And feet.
Why he quiet? He got it.
If you want.
Because you know what he could do.
The quiet ones are always the most terrifying ones.
Most terrifying.
Always.
For sure. Ain't nobody ever tried him, man.
I bet.
y'all listen, I've been around a few NFL players, and I think it was like David Deal from the Giants here came in, and these dudes, like him and somebody else, and they were humongous people. It's my first time being next to giant people, like on the ground level. And one of them got drunk, and he was stumbling, and I was like, "Who gonna catch this big motherfucker? Because it ain't gonna be me." Because I was holding. I'm like, yo, God damn, like he's a load. Like if this dude was to snap or go nuts, ain't nobody can stop that dude. Ain't nobody can stop that dude. And then I met Becton this summer, and everybody training camp, that railing and stuff like that. Everybody stretched. Becton walked right up. All right, peace, dog. I'm like, God damn, like he walked right up. Like I didn't have to lean or nothing. His hand was right up there. I'm like, God, he could slap me from right to listen. Fans to talk shit to NFL players, and Kevin said this. We need to allow these players. It's one shot. Well, like little mouse in the palace.
I would pay so much money to see one that. Shot. Just. I don't know if we can make this an event, a show. Just give one athlete just one shot at civilians. Just one shot. It don't gotta be 5 minutes. It don't gotta be 10. Just one good shot.
Just get it in legislation, bro. We ain't gonna never do it unless we know we ain't going to jail. But
bring back tough enough. Tough enough was
get it in law, man. Get it in law where we get one chance, we get one strike.
I need it.
That's it.
More of these fans need to get hands put on them.
It'll make America. It'll be. No, I can't say that word, but it'll be great. Yeah, I ain't trying to get y'all canceled, but it'll be. Oh God! It'll make us all come together. It'll make it all come together.
Speaking of branding, make sure you guys go to dazzlecool2.com.
Go grab it.
Go get yourself one of these beautiful hats. You know what I mean?
Look at it looking off into the distance, man.
Made me look good, man. I was in Atlantic City, man. Like, that's cool too.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Promo code MI569 get 10%
off. The Rolly?
Yeah, I mean that's a Stoli, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. That's the Stoli. We ain't gonna talk about that.
See you.
Listen,
y'all paying good.
Oh man. Shout out to Michael Kors. You know what I mean?
Nice. It gets you by. I remember what
listen, man. I got mad compliments on that watch.
I got Rolex, but it was like I used to wear the my MK. They really do believe.
They be shining.
You really fool somebody with it.
Them really 10s, but I keep them clean.
Yeah, you can really fool somebody with the MKs for sure. For real.
Fake it till you make it now. Come on.
Mandatory.
All right, this is a good segment. Q&A with Q. We have some questions from the fans. You already answered one of the questions already, so we're gonna skip Javi. Javi, don't be mad. We skip your question. It's a good question. You asked who was the toughest tackle besides the Brickenshaw Ferguson of the face. He already answered that question already, so we'll skip that. Raj asked, did you ever talk to MJD after that hit? I'm thinking he's talking about Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah, Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
Do you remember the hit you be talking about?
Yeah, I do. It was
was crazy.
Snatch is like in the media, so he always kept me up to date with like everything. That's one of his things. I don't know why he ain't in media now, but he used to keep me up to date with like everything that's going on. I used to stay away from it, but I never talked to him. I don't even know the guy. I think I might have bumped into him at NFL Network one time, but we ain't never like even shared a moment. I think he got like was like concussed or something, so I don't think he like really clearly like remembered like it was me or anything. I think he just like happened, and then he was just.
That was a crazy.
He figured it out when he got back.
Bro.
Yeah,
I've never seen a ball move like that. Like he kicked that shit like a soccer ball.
I've never seen a play like that before and after that. Never.
I clipped some of the highlights, and I forgot to add that clip in. I have the clip on my phone when the ball flipped. Crazy. His hairline ain't been the same since.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow.
Oh man, listen, I gotta see my jabs in, bro. Jordan, my man Jay Pence asked, what was the feeling like to get the phone call from the Jets finding out you were a first round pick?
So draft day was crazy for me. So maybe 3-4 days before that, I was at the crib and I was at my manager's house, and the Panthers had came to my manager's house, and they was like, we just wanted to come see how you living, get to meet your people and whatnot. If you dare at 8, we taking you. So I was like, all right, cool, makes sense. I'm in Carolina, I'm from Carolina, so it was like, all right, cool. I think this is what's gonna happen. And I wasn't like too high on it, but I was just like, they said it, so I'm thinking you're gonna be a man of your word or whatever. So fast forward, they could Luke, which was a stellar pick. It was perfect for them. So they ended up getting Luke, and then after that, bro, I'll be honest with you, I was pissed because at that point, all I'm thinking is I cannot be the guy that make it to day 2. There's no way. There's no way, because at that point in time, like that's the most embarrassing thing ever.
Right.
Like to be in New York in the green room and you don't get called to day 2. I'm like, oh nah, I can't. I got my people here and everything. So when I got the call, I really didn't even really take in the moment. I just heard Rex. Rex was like, "You ready to be a Jet?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'm with it. Let's get it." And I left it at that. But I was like coming down from like anger. So I'm like, they played me. Like it's at 8. So think about from 8 to 16, there's 8 slots. So it's like, hello, like, yo, this could be 16 out of 16. Got 16 more in there, you through. Like, so it's like one of those situations where it's like, yo, you might have to go to day 2. And that would have been sickening. Shout out to the people who have survived it, but that was one feeling I didn't want to feel. So I wasn't really on my high until like we got to SNY and we started doing like the press runs. And then I was just like, okay, cool. We here. So I'm in New York, and then I was thinking about like the adjustment. I'm like, dang, country boy in New York, it's gonna be rough. Like stepping out or whatever. But I was like, it is what it is. So, but I had Mo, and I knew Mo there, because me and Mo went to Hargrave together. So I was like, all right, but at least I got Mo. And then once we did everything, Snacks came. Me and Snacks hit it off ASAP. That's been my bro since. So it was frustrating, but then I got excited like once we started doing the press run.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Stefan from our Discord asks, what is your take from fans criticizing players for smiling and laughing after a game their team lost in? So this is in reference to the picture of Mekhi Becton or the video of Mekhi Becton laughing and smiling with somebody. I don't know who that was, but people were upset. Oh, why is he smiling? So what is your take from fans criticizing players for that?
Well, I used to tell people, if you want like a team game, like go watch college football. Like now with the NIL and the portals and stuff like that, they done made that a business. So you got to literally go to not even high school, because they got NIL too. So you got to go all the way down to middle school, rec, where you're trying to see like team ball and everybody riding up for like rallying up and really trying to like be on one accord and win. Like that's where you're gonna have to go. NFL is a business, and the players treat it like a business. I had 3 sacks and we get blown out by 40. I can care less. Like it's just the way. It's just the nature of the game. Like when I go in that locker room, I don't have 30 brothers in there that's like feeling the same way I do. I got he over there get dressed. He about to go out and turn up because he don't want to think about the game. You got him about to go home to a family of 4. That's setting up work for him to line up. Like it's a business. Everybody's just going on about their business. Did I do enough to add to my resume to get me more money for my contract? That's basically what the football is. Like you're not finding team. I think New England was a dynasty because they wasn't a team, but he created like the military mindset of like a unit. And so it kind of, flourished, and he didn't have no superstars besides Brady. He had, and Gronk, but he had like blue collar, hardworking people all coming together on one core. Where the other teams is more like superstars here and there, everybody somebody, and we just trying to get paid.
That's a great perspective, man. So for all these fans out there, why you smile? There you go. Q just gave you perspective. Y'all not accustomed.
I mean, I get 3 sacks and we lose by 30. It's y'all loss, not me.
Y'all lost. Yeah, it's hard because you know that's what they are doing. Like they look at it from a business stance. You got people who actually are sitting there taking notes for data analytics of like, who was productive, who wasn't. Like, and they don't come back and say, "Oh, we lost the game." They talk about, "Okay, what did you do wrong when you go to the film room? What did you do wrong? How did you help us or not?" You know what I'm saying? For the guy that had 3 sacks, they ain't gonna say too much to him in no film room.
Like y'all lost.
For the receiver, for the receiver who had over 100 yards, for the quarterback that threw over 250, 300, like they're not saying that to them. You know what I'm saying? Running back rush over 100, you're not saying that to him. But for the rest of us or the people who didn't do what they were supposed to do, that's what the meeting is for. And that's the nature and business of the NFL. I wish it was different, but I had to realize that quick. Like, there's no team thing here, and like no team camaraderie. Like, nah, we don't bang with each other like that.
All for one and one for all. Like none of that.
Hey, listen, a lot of minds is being changed because a lot of Jets fans, especially when like, all right, so let's, for example, when Elijah Moore was going off, he didn't go off in public, but we heard about behind the scenes and his frustrations. People, he's not a team player, blah blah blah. And me and Kev was like, he's trying to get paid, and you can't get paid when your quarterback you can't throw the ball. And people were like, oh, that's a messed up mentality. Like it's a business. His man's is AJ Brown. You know what I mean? And AJ Brown and Deebo Samuel had the same agent. And they were trying to get paid the same year. And Deebo was like, look, I ran the ball, I caught the ball, I threw the ball. I need to get paid. I don't understand. I don't understand why people say, like, well, why is Elijah Moore pissed off? He needs the fucking ball.
Bro, you can run the most perfect routes every play out there on the field. If you don't get that route and tote that thing and you don't get no yak, when it comes down to that negotiation table, they ain't going to look at that film and say, oh, you was a great route runner.
Right.
What's the numbers?
Right.
The numbers don't add up.
Average yards of separation was good.
Minimum.
No, they're not going to look at that.
Yeah, if the numbers don't add up, you'll be $400K minimum.
So again, more perspective from professionals. So you guys listen. Well, if you guys care to listen, because some of the people you tell them the hard fact, they're like, "Oh, fuck this! You know what I'm talking about." So
it's hard to accept, man. Yeah, because it's a team game, so it's still hard to accept. But the reality is what I'm telling you. I'm not gonna give y'all like.
Right, it's dollars and cents, baby. Come on,
for sure.
Chris, is this Chris Hecker? Is this Chris Hecker asking questions?
Yes.
Shout out to Chris, man. Chris is probably like one of the best fans / supporters / podcast person. He has his own podcast, the All Gas No Breaks pod. So I like Chris a lot because not only does Chris support the pod, he participates in almost everything we do. And he was one of the dudes that Chris was one of the dudes like winning the giveaways because he just commented. Like I remember I had a giveaway. I'm like, I need 5 people. He was the only one that I was like, yo, Chris, I'm just give you everything. So shout out to Chris. I be telling people like I'm spending all this money giving away free shit. Only Chris is lining up for it. So shout out to Chris. Chris, and this is a question a lot of people ask. So Chris asked, what was the story behind you getting branded, and what kind of maintenance do you have to do with it?
Oh, so the brand is a fraternity thing. So I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. So I got branded. It's by choice. It's not by force. So I got branded 09 in the fall. Yeah. So that 10 year was spring ball. So I wouldn't advise it, but I got branded at the worst time ever. So I got branded in the fall and then had to go into spring ball where I'm fighting with old linemen in practice who actually hit it. So, but it was bandaged. I had doctor routine. I had a routine that cleaned it out, make sure it don't get infected. But yeah, so they burned. I got burnt. Basically, it's a burn, and a keloid is if you hit it and like it'll puff up, make your skin keloid. So that's why it looked the way it looked. But yeah, so that's pretty much the backstory behind that. But it didn't take much. I think the summer of 10, I was pretty much set.
So you don't have to do nothing extra, no maintenance after that. It's set like that for life.
Nah, I had to cover it up and then keep putting ointment on it so it don't get infected during spring ball.
No, I mean like after all the healing and stuff.
Oh, after it hit, yeah. I mean, I don't been in games where I done hit somebody or somebody face mask, they cut it or whatever, and it just healed back up. So it's not
cool. You don't do too much. So everybody who asked, that's the branding question, and that's it for the Q&A with Q. We're almost at the end of this thing. We did have a this or that, but I don't know if Kev had anything set up for this or that. Let's jump in.
I have plenty of questions on that one.
All right, so this is your time to shine on the this or that. Give me.
All right. Morning or evening?
Morning.
Breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast.
LeBron or Mike?
Mike. It's not even close.
NFL or college?
College.
Okay. Hot or cold?
Hot.
All right. That's what I got.
I'm ready.
Very prepared. Very quick answers. Appreciate it.
I enjoyed it. That was a very good segment. I like that. Well, Case usually, I don't know where Case is off to right now, but he usually has this nice, cute little intro of Jude Screws. I think I can do it on my end, actually. So give me a second. We got
this is where Jude reads lyrics. You're going to really enjoy this. Very much enjoy this.
We got the nice, I don't know why I put that there. Hold on. There's usually a board. Jude Screws is this cute little song that plays that I can't find because I'm just so excited to read. So we have a brand over there randomly on the top right for whatever reason. Case is gone. You get the music. Get off your feet with Jude Screws.
Is it your track? You made it? You created it?
Case did, yes. Yeah, you put it together with graphics and all that.
Nice.
All right. So I can't find it for whatever reason. So Kev sent me this nice song. So here we go. You're doing whole activities with whole tendencies.
Hold on. We do this every week, and Jude has never heard of any of these songs. So this is natural. This is like the first time he's seeing the lyric. Go ahead.
Nice.
So you're doing whole activities with whole tendencies. Hoes are your friends. Hoes are your enemies. With whole energy to do what you do. Blue what you blue. Screw what you screw. You're a professional like DJ Clue. Pulling on my coattail. And why do you think you take a hoe to a hotel? Hotel everybody.
Yeah.
Even the mayor. Reach up in the sky for the ozone layer. Come on, Flo. Once a hole, always, and holes never close. They open like hallways. And it's a whole cake for your whole crew. And everybody wants some because hoes got to eat too. Okay? Ho, ho. You're a ho, ho. You're a hoe. I said that. Use a hoe, ho. You're a hoe, ho. Use a hoe, ho. Use a hoe. I said that. Use a hoe, ho. Nice. Can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Hoes don't act right. There's hoes on the mission, and there's hoes on the crack pipe. Hey, how you doing? Where you been? Probably doing that whole stuff, because there you hoe again. It's a whole wide world that we living in. Feline, feminine, fantastical woman. Not all, just some. You hoe who you are. There's hoes in the room. There's hoes in the car. There's hoes on stage. There's hoes by the bar. Hoes by near and hoes by far. Hoes, but can I get it right? No. Come on, nigga. Why? Because you're a hoe. Ho. You're a hoe. Ho. Yeah. Use a hoe. Yeah. I said that. Use a hoe. Ho. Use a hoe. Oh my God. Use a hoe. Ho. Use a hoe. I said that. Use a hoe. Okay. You gotta run in your pantyhose. Even your daddy knows that you sucking down chocolate like daddy. You did this. You hoes are horrible, horrendous. On taxes, you're writing all hoes as dependents. I see the hoe rising. It ain't surprising. It's just a oasis with ugly chick faces. Oh my God. But hoes that feel so sad and blue. Because most of us niggas is hoes too. Nice. Hoes, ho. Use a hoe. Ho. Use a hoe. I said that you're a hoe. Ho. Yeah. Use a hoe. Ho. Use a hoe. Ho. Use a hoe. I said that use a hoe. Ho. Okay. I hope that doesn't discourage you from coming back.
No, listen, bro, you ain't hear him saying every like 5 words.
You killed that, dude. Literally and figuratively. You killed it. Listen, I'm proud. You made it through. I was a little concerned for a little while, but you made it through.
I mean, that you sucking down chocolate.
What's your music preference?
I like the top 20 stuff. I like anime music, J-pop, stuff like that. But usually top 20. So I listen to some Kendrick, for example. I listen to some, I don't know, Taylor Swift. I just put that name in randomly. Rap, I like Jay-Z. No, not Swifty. I'm not Swifty. Don't get me wrong.
No judgment.
I only listen to like 2 songs. Nope, no Swifty. I know people. Swift. Or 2. I was just trying to think random names, and that just came up.
Taylor Swift came to your memory,
and Taylor Swift came to mind first.
It's okay. Are you a Swiftie?
I am not a Swiftie.
There is no. To name 3 Taylor Swift songs right now. We'll be here all night. So no, he not a
Swiftie. Kendrick, Jay-Z, Eminem. I listen to some of those guys too, but Rihanna.
Wow.
Got some good songs.
Taylor Swift. We got Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Kendrick, Jay-Z.
Yes.
What you do,
Run this town. Lil Wayne. I listen to Black and Yellow. I like that song.
That's Lil Wayne, man.
Okay. That's Wiz Khalifa. That's all right.
Lil Wayne, dog.
I don't know how you got it, but just I'm trying to help you. But I can't figure out how to tie it in.
Are you fighting a losing battle, dog?
Yeah.
So you like Wiz? Cabin Fever was a dope album.
Wiz, I probably don't have. I don't have anything by Wiz. No Wiz.
Black and Yellow.
Said Black
and that's Wiz. Oh,
you thought that was Lil Wayne?
You thought he just brought up Wiz Khalifa?
Really thought it was Wayne,
he said Lil Wayne, then he said Black and Yellow. Damn.
Yes.
This is somebody's man's, by the way.
What Taylor Swift do you like?
Shake It Off. I like Shake It Off, and that's literally the only song I listen to. Shake It Off. So there's only one song.
Welcome to New York.
You have like a Zoom player or something because the top your name is songs.
Bro, like it's top 20. Top 20. This is his rotation. Black and Yellow.
Black and Yellow.
Take It Off
by Lil Wayne.
This is by Lil Wayne.
Hold on, Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like most of those songs in there. Monster. What song was there? There was another song I liked in there so much.
Yes. Are you okay?
But yeah,
I like the Kanye, The Way I Am.
The Way I Am, right? I'm proud. It's
I
tough.
like that.
Oh,
Jay-Z, that ether wasn't bad. We're going to do it next.
Yeah, that was bad.
All the lights. I like that. Good stuff.
Off the lines.
All of the lights, he said.
All the
The
lights.
lights.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So you're
Oh, yeah.
more of a Kanye fan. Oh, you're a Ye fan or Kanye fan?
Ye is kind of crazy right now, so I probably like Kanye's music before. Yes.
Nice.
I'm being nice, being generous.
Well, why do you think he's crazy? I'm interested. Why do you think he's crazy?
Oh, just pull up anything he said for like the last 4 years, basically.
I'm going to go to his outfits. There was one time he wore like complete ski mask.
Some celebrities dress like that.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
All right. You remember when he wore like the holy clothes and then it was a trend? It was a whole fad.
Oh, yeah.
And you remember when they said that his shoes was terrible and they like the number one selling shoe? You remember like glasses, like all of these things that we say is crazy. Turns out to be the trend.
Walking earth.
Is he crazy or is it just different?
Yes, he crazy and his minions are crazy too.
I think different. See, I came in an era where like there was categories of people. So you had your nerd, you had your people that was weird, that we consider weird because it wasn't like street or whatever, but they was actually just themselves. Then we had, you had your athletes, then you had your street guys, then you had your gangbangers, and you had all these different phases of people. So I felt like the world was more like colorful at that point. Like it was actually a place of like diversity, true American freedom. We all came together in regards to America, but for the most part, you lived in your own world. And I thought that was dope. So I think he has some ways that probably are questionable, but I wouldn't say.
Hey man,
I would say listen to some of the stuff that he's talking about, and it might be some truth that lies in there.
Some of that stuff we can't repeat. You know what I mean? We'll take it off air and talk about that. I agree with the trendsetter stuff. He definitely sets a lot of trends. Not all of them I agree with as far as like clothing wise. I'm not wearing holy clothes. It's easy, that's something different. But the backpacking, the backpacking, the shutter shades, I mean, he said he's the reason for retro J's, but that's I don't know. I don't know. He said he's the reason for retro J's, and the reason why because he actually brought out the old Jordans to wear them, and that's why they're out now. It's not impossible because it came from somewhere, and it did come from somebody. I knew people in the hood who had tons of Jordans that would bring them out, so I'm not gonna give Kanye credit for that. But still, being a celebrity, he does all of that. But just certain things, Kanye, just chill.
Bigger reach.
I mean, he like.
Get your cats on there, but
I'd
rather that. I take any. Yeah.
Well, that's been the Middle of the podcast. Make sure you follow Quinton Coples at QUECASR. And my podcast out, of course, Instagram and on Twitter. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, middle_initial_pod on TikTok. Make sure you follow Kevin Lewis at KLEW24 and listen to the podcast, the only two teams that matter with Coley Mick on Underdog Network. And of course, follow Jude Truth, aka Jude Lie. Got nothing more to Jude. Come on, yo. All right. And also don't forget to donate to the GoFundMe to get Jude a friggin' regular water bottle. So he stopped packing a plastic bottle.
Oh my goodness.
Stay